Marlon, what's going on?
Just I'm unhappy, like feeling this way.
I felt that way and I went to the gym. I walked in one way and I kid you not, I walked out feeling amazing. You should have joined me.
I just don't feel motivated.
I'm telling you, all this sweat pays off. You should really try.
Should we go sign me up for the gym?
We should.
Okay, let's go.
Here, come. What's up, Marlon? What's going on?
Hey, nothing,
You're looking good.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, look at all of this. Everything's working out. Man, you've been working and you're smiling. You seem different from a year ago.
I mean, I feel more energy, but I don't know. In my mind, I still feel like I did like a year ago. Like I feel, that I'm still that person. It's really hard for me to notice those changes. People say that I look different, but I honestly feel the same and look the same.
Well, whatever you're doing, keep it up because it's clearly working.
Thanks, I'll try.
It'll be okay. Good morning and happy Monday, Optimites. We hope you're all doing well. So as you see from that skit, we are going to tackle a topic about body dysmorphia. So as you saw in that video before, Marlon a year ago was feeling blah, was feeling down. I mean, how many of you have felt this way as you are going back into society right now? So we figured we'd tackle this topic because we've received a lot of feedback about body dysmorphia, and it's really a true thing. Not because of the pandemic, but it's something that's always been there. So let's just jump right into it. So body dysmorphia, what is it? What is body dysmorphia? Well, body dysmorphia is a true disorder that affects 1.7% to 2.4% of the general population, which translates to 1 in 5 people. Now look at your social circle. Out of everybody you know, I'm pretty sure you know someone who suffers from body dysmorphia, or who stays quiet when certain topics come up, or somebody comes into the room and their energy just goes down. Pay attention. You'll be surprised. So let's tackle that. Talk about your personal experience about body dysmorphia and how it's affected you in your past to your present.
So the way it's affected you, funny that you were mentioning like people in your circle of friends, because I'm probably in your circle of friends. I'm probably that friend that has somewhat of body dysmorphia. Like the skit, yes, I was fat on the skit, but in real life, actually, several years ago, I was actually fat. So to this day, people sometimes look at me and they're like, "Oh, you have big muscles, or you have like big legs or big this." But in my mind, there are days where I don't see it, where I'm like, I still just feel fat like the way I was before. So I like everybody else, because again, I'm human, just like you watching. I feel insecure about myself, right? And that's when I'm like, no, you know what? I've actually made changes. Is not see people always, and this is me talking from a person who was heavy before, right? So we tend to focus on what the scale says, but then sometimes like I'm actually 180 pounds right now.
You are?
Yeah, but people are like, no, you don't look like you are. But it's not just, don't focus on the scale will be my tip number one, my personal tip for that, right? But also just reward yourself for how far you've come with it. Like what I do when I feel down is I go back and I look at old pictures of myself, and then I look at current pictures and I'm like, wait, I actually see the difference now.
Yeah, and to Marlon's point, like, body dysmorphia is something that, some of us are very shy to talk about. And in my case, it has taken many, many years to get to this point to be comfortable to speak in front of a camera about something such as this. So if a lot of you scroll down to our Instagram, you'll see that there was a recent Throwback Tuesday or Transformation Tuesday picture where you see Marlon before, you see me before. And there was a lot going on. And I always say what you see on the outside is really the physical, yes, but it's a true reflection of the emotions that are going on inside each of us. We are all going through something. No one knows what we're feeling inside, what emotions we're going through. And Marlon made good points, because I feel the same way where, I get the compliments. People are still shocked when they see me and they're like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And I'm like, life happened. And they're like, "Keep it up." And I appreciate it. But one thing I always say is never get too comfortable with the compliments. Never get too comfortable, because you look back at your journey and you see how hard it was and what you had to go through, your personal journey. And that's key. This is your personal journey. No one else's. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. telling us we look good now, you know, it's thank you, we appreciate it, but it really goes down to like, see the work, look at the past pictures, keep going, don't settle, keep pushing, keep striving. And that's really what we're trying to get through in this point number 1. Because, you know, if you stay stagnant, growth does not happen. So the throwback, what's it called? On this day on Facebook, it pops up when I least expect it. And I mean, seeing those old pictures, sometimes you're like, oh my God, that was me. And then you have that moment, you're like, okay, well, I gotta keep going. Just remember to keep your heart where it needs to be and keep this going up here and remember what it was like. Because there's people out there that need this motivation. That's why we're doing this video, to show that we can relate to you. So what are some tips we can provide you with that could help you when you're going through body dysmorphia? Well, I Googled this, and Marlon, the first one that came up is something that, you know, I think we've discussed before. Write in a journal. Yeah. People that keep track of their journals of like trends and repeat trends. I think you were saying when something repeats itself, you know it's something you have to look further into to try to improve.
Right, because then you realize that you have a pattern
yes.
that you're going over and over at a certain time, at a certain specific time. Maybe it could even be seasonal.
Absolutely. And don't become isolated and think you're the only one that's feeling this way. I know it's hard to talk about this, but that's why I always say try to create a close circle of people that you're comfortable to speak with. And you'll know over time who those people are. And a true friend or a true someone will be there to listen to you. You know, yes, they can crack jokes, but there's a time to laugh and there's a time to be serious if someone's pouring their heart to you. So you'll know that. Stress management. I know it's a big topic, but Marlon mentioned something earlier, which was on our previous discussion. Massages, yoga, meditation. Those things can relax your mind because you're overthinking half the time and creating issues that don't exist. And recently, I will share, I didn't tell you this, I had a friend write to me and he's like, I recently had pizza and fries and they were so good, but I feel so guilty. And then he sent me another one in the morning. I brought granola bars or the afternoon, and I'm like, is it good for me or not? My response was, dude, you work out 5 days a week, you're running, you're eating right. One day of you doing this is not going to affect you completely. If you were eating that morning, day, and night every day, then we'd talk about something and I'd call you out on it. Because that's what a good friend does.
I mean, I just ate pizza yesterday and I had no guilt.
We never deprive ourselves, Mr. Taco Bell over here. Y'all know that. So from the past videos. But like, you always just have to make sure that you are doing everything in moderation. And any other points you want to add that from your life that could help them?
I will say don't compare yourself to others. Be true to yourself, because people are always like, we even see like Instagram models, right? Now with social media, we see Instagram models. We see celebrities. We're always like, oh my God, they're so beautiful. But you really don't know what's going on mentally with them as well. How many celebrities have you seen that they've got in super shape and just to play a role and they're like buff, muscular, six packs, everything ripped? And months later, guess what? They can wait and people are like, what the hell happened, right? Because again, it's a mental state. Remember, it's not the same for you to do it for your journey than to do it for like a job that you have to get paid for, right? So with that being said, stop comparing yourself to magazines, to movies, to actors, to actresses, to Instagram models. All of that, good for them that they look beautiful and all that, you know, props to them, but you have to focus on you.
My thing about that, what you just said, and I love that, Marlon, is I just like realness. I can smell unreal from a mile away. I'll be polite about it, but like those beautiful people on the outside look great on the outside, good for you. But let's see what's up here.
And something that I always like to say is I don't want my life to look good, because a lot of people have their life looking really good. I don't need my life to look good. I want my life to be good. I don't have to brag about my life being good. I just wanted me to experience me, myself, and I on the inside that my life is good. And I think that you should do the same.
So the key point from what we're saying, and Marlon said it several times now, me, I. It's within ourselves. You are the master of your destiny. So that really is the core of what we're saying in this point number 2. Point number 3, be a mentor. So recently, I had someone write to me from many, many years ago, and they were like, "Oh my God, wow!" And like they seen my old, like they knew me back at like 10 years ago, and they're like, "What happened?" And I was like, life happened. I was like, it was a journey and a half. See, I always tell Marlon, you know, those that know me now in South Florida, my new life, you've met me in chapter 20, but you weren't there for chapter 1 to 20. You don't know what went on. You don't know what went down. You don't know what I had to deal with. And all of us have a story that no one necessarily knows. So always remember that, because that's your power. That's what keeps you going. Those songs that I play when I'm doing my workout or doing a higher rep at the gym or pushing, it's because there's emotions behind those songs. And people are like, why are you listening to a song that was really sad at a point in your life that was so depressing? And I said, it's because you know what? It pushes me. It makes me remember those mean girls, as the movie we like to talk about. They always push me to keep going, to not settle, to say, okay, stay at 30, stay at 30 pounds. Yeah, 30. But I'm not going to get out of my comfort zone. Guess what I'm doing now? I'm over 40. And I don't go around advertising it, but I'm just saying, like, you have to do what works with you, as long as your form is good, by the way. Do not be doing 40 if your form's not good, honey. No. So that is not what we're saying here. Form is everything, and patience. So that's like, as a mentor, I was really glad that I got some messages of like, oh my God, I'm going to start working out now. I'm going to try doing it. It's consistency, patience with yourself, and results don't happen overnight, because this stayed the same. This may look different, but this and this stay genuine. Marlon, your example of mentorship to others, has anyone come up to you?
Just my example of mentorship to others is, again, just self-acceptance. That's what I always tell them. Like, accept yourself how you are. We all have stretch marks. I have stretch marks. We all have acne. I had acne when I was little, when I was in my early teens, early 20s. So be yourself. Like, all of these conditions, if you want to call them, to put in a label, because I don't like labels, as you know, but whatever.
Nobody likes labels.
All of these conditions, or whatever you want to call it, is life.
It's life. And you know, you live and you learn and you move forward. And that's something we try to tell you in all these videos. So if you have any tips or suggestions or anything that may have helped you, please let us know. We like to hear your personal stories, because that's why we do these videos. And if there's something more you want to hear on this topic, because we know it's a big topic, but we wanted to personalize it to connect with you based on our experiences, give us a like, give us a share, write us, and we will definitely feature that on future videos.
And just to tease Alvin, people, form over 40s. Don't go curl 40s without the form.
Seriously, I've seen that. Yeah, exactly. Look at the videos and the Instagram models, just so you know, like the Instagram videos, I'll look at them and I'll be like, oh yeah, I can do this. But I start small. Always start small with low weights, get your form right. Over time, when you're ready, with no one else around, I literally don't see people. It's just me, myself, and you go through the motions, because this is a personal journey. So Marley knows, because I want you guys to scroll down, look at our Transformation Tuesday picture, and know that how much work went into that, and know that you can do it too. So,
all right, we love you guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next Monday. Have a good day, everybody.